Hello, creative minds. Welcome back to Style by Marvel Greg, where we share pattern drafting, sewing tutorials, and everything fashion related. And on today's project, I'm going to be sharing with you how I came about this beautiful dress that you see here. Now, this dress is from my mood board, like it's something I created on my own, and I'm deciding to share it with you. If this looks like what you're interested in learning, let's get right into it. So for this project, I made use of two different fabric that aligns properly, so you can make use of whatever it is you have. And here I was trying to just determine the back and the front, and I've gone ahead to fold my fabric into two as we're redrafting the front piece first. So I'm ruling out my starting line, and I'm just going to mark my basic lines of my bust point, my underbust, my waistline, and the hip line I'm working with. So for the hip line I'm working with, I marked 26 inches plus 1 inches, which is going to give me 27 inches. Half that 1 inch is for to be able to attach the down part to the upper part. So I'm just ruling out the lines just like I'm doing here in this video. This is probably just like marking out our basic bodies. So the next step now is to go ahead and impute my circumference measurement. So the shoulder line I'm working with is 8 inches. So, but first off, what I did is I went ahead to include my hip line, which I didn't include later. I'm going to show you how it turns out, but that's me marking the hip line. And next step now is to go ahead and mark our shoulder line. So the shoulder line I'm working with, like I said earlier, is 8 inches. So I marked that 8 inches and I came down by 1 inches for my shoulder slope. And I'm going to mark 8 inches, which is 7 as my chest line, and I will outline it just like I've done here. So what I have on my shoulder, I marked it at that point to have an accurate line. And the next step is to just go ahead and mark my round bust measurement divided by 4, which I marked at my chest line there. So what I have there, I divided it by 2 and I came out by about 0.5 and I curved it just to get my armhole curve like so. So for the neckline, I did 3 inches by, I'm going to be doing 3 inches by 4 inches. Okay, that's what I'm going to be doing for my front piece. So the back neckline is going to be a V neckline. So for the front, I just did 3 by 4 inches and I connected my shoulder slope like so. So I also marked my round bust measurement divided by 4 at my chest line. Then at my underbust, I marked my round underbust measurements divided by 4 and I marked it there like so. Then the next step is to mark my waist measurement, round waist measurement divided by 4. Then at that point, I marked my round hip measurement divided by 4 and I marked it. And I connected all the lines just like I'm doing in this video. So the next step now is to go ahead and determine my dart. So I'm going to determine my dart using my nipple to nipple measurement, which is 8 inches divided by 2 is 4. So I'm marking this 4 inches all the way and I'll rule a straight line just like I'm doing here. Then I'm taking a dart of 0.7 inches on both sides. But first, at my bust point, I went down by 2 inches. Then at my hip line, I went up by 3 inches. And on my waistline, I'm going to come out by 0.7 inches on both sides for my dart. And I will connect it all the way down to the hip point that I marked and also all the way up to that point I marked as well. So the next step now is to replace the dart that I've taken on this waistline. So I'll replace it to enable us not to have any shortage. I'll replace it there and I'll also replace it at the upper part and I'll just connect it just like I've done here. So this dart that I'm replacing, when I'm placing this front piece on the back piece, I'll take that dart out. So now I want to be able to get my dart at the other side. So I'm just using my pin to pin down where the dart stopped and also notch the center point, as that will enable me to be able to transfer the dart to the other side of my dress. So I went ahead to add about 2 inches on all sides for our stitching allowance. I did 2 inches all the way, just like I'm doing here. And I connected these 2 inches all the way around my dress. And next is to just cut it out. So I'm going to use this pattern to cut out as a reference to cut out the back piece after cutting it out. I also went ahead to cut my shoulder slope. Then I'll just transfer my dart to the back piece, just like I'm doing here, because I'm going to be taking this dart. So you can see how easy it was for me to be able to transfer the dart, because I used my pins to mark the other side, to pin down the other side. That way I already know where my dart stopped. So I just traced it out and I notched the midpoint of the dart. And voila, here we have it. So moving on to the next step, which is to trace out our back piece. So moving on, I've placed my fabric on another piece, which is going to represent our back piece, and I'm just pinning it down 1.5 inches away, because I'm going to be attaching a zipper to this point. So what we're going to do now is to just trace out our waistline, which I've just did, and I went in by 0.7 inches and I slanted it downward and upward. This is to take out gaping from our zipper point. And the next step now is to just go ahead and cut that out. So this inches that I took out from my zipper, I'm not going to be replacing it at the edge, because it's so as to enable it give it a perfect fit. So for the neckline, I went down by about 12 inches for my neckline. So, and I marked what I have there and I just straightened it to get a V. So I used my curved part of my roll to just give it that curviness. So at this point, you have to be careful when you are stitching this kind of deep neckline, so as not have any gaping. So what I'm going to do is, instead of taking from my shoulder 0.5 that I left, I'll be taking about 1 inches when stitching my shoulder. That's what I'm going to be doing. So the next part is to cut through to the other end, that's the side. And what I'm going to do is, after cutting through, that I replaced at the side, I'm going to take it out from the back piece. I'll take it out from my back piece. So the reason why I'm doing this is so that I do not have any excess fabric, and because again I'm not taking a dart for the back piece. I don't want to have a dart for the back piece, so I'm just tracing that part out carefully. So it will be easier if you're doing this on the pattern paper. That way you can be able to take exactly, but I'm going to be using my free hand for this. So that's basically it. So I'm just going to cut out lining piece for all my pattern, and here I've cut out lining piece for it, and I've gone ahead to give all of them a good press. I've also cut out for the back piece, and I've also stitched in my that for the front, just as you can see. And the next step now is to go ahead and join our neckline, and I'll also join the sides of this dress. So I'll join my neckline and I'll join the sides, and I'll do that for both front and back. So here I was just basically stitching my neckline, and I'll stitch every other thing. Just like I said I would, I'll stitch all the sides as well, and I will go ahead and show you. So this is what we have. This is the back piece. This is what we have. I've stitched down the necessary parts. So next is to impute my zipper. So I'll just measure from where I want my zip to stop, and I'll go ahead and close up, and I'll fix my zip for the back piece before I show you the next step to take. So I'll just mark there, and I'll stitch that part down, and I'll fix my zipper. So the next part, now after fixing my zipper, what we're going to do is to place our front and our back together and close up. So I fixed my zipper for the back, and this is what it looks like. So I'll go ahead and give it a good press, and I'll bring my front piece and I'll stitch the shoulder. So lining to lining, fabric to fabric, just like we usually do. So I did not stitch the side of the front, the lining to the fabric, because of the keyhole design I wanted for this dress. So for this keyhole design, at the point of making, I wasn't sure what I wanted, but I just knew I wanted something different. So I was just trying to use my free hand to mark the keyhole that I want. So at this point, you can have your keyhole whichever shape you want. So I'm going to cut this for both fabric and lining as well. So this is me trying to just adjust the keyhole to match how I want it. So at this point, you can just put it on your mannequin to be able to get the exact way you want it. So after I was satisfied with what I had for the keyhole, I went ahead to cut this out, and I'm going to go ahead and cut it for the lining as well. Then for the keyhole, for the lining part, I'm going to use a bias to turn it over. I'll also use a bias to turn over for the front as well, just to lock it in. Then I'm going to be having a design at that point. So because I'm using two different fabrics, so what I did is to join the two fabrics together about I had about 2 inches wide. So I'm just going to go ahead and use a loose stitch. So one is longer than one. So one is about 1.6 inches and the other one is 2 inches. So I'm just going to go ahead and stitch using a loose stitch because I want to have it as gather. So I'm just going to lock in the side, and I'll create my gather stitch and I'll stretch it just like I'm doing here. So if you don't want to have a design at the back, like I said, this is like my mood board. This is like my design that I was trying to create. So you can go ahead and just use the bias tip to turn over yours. But for me, I'm going to go ahead and use this design to just create a beautiful design at the keyhole area. So this is what it looks like when I was done. I also locked in the lining with a bias tape, just like I said I would. And this is what we have. So we're almost done with this dress. I've gone ahead to also stitch my shoulder points in place, lining to lining and fabric to fabric. So the next step is to measure my bodies, and I'll go ahead and close up. So how I'm closing this up is lining to lining and fabric to fabric, just the way I'm using my hand to demonstrate. So close up the fabric, then the lining separately. So after I was done, this is what it looks like. So I'll just turn it to the other side. So just turn it to the other side like this, and it's going to be looking very neat on the inside. You can see how it's looking. So it's looking very neat on the inside. So we're almost done with the dress. The next step is to attach our sleeve. So I'm going for a short sleeve. I'll measure around my sleeve length and I'll go ahead to cut out my sleeve. You can decide to use any kind of sleeve you want, but I did a short sleeve for this and I'll do that quickly. So these are the two these are the pattern I have. These are the fabric I had. So I'm just going to measure my sleeve of 10 inches. Then at that point, I went out by 4.5 and I will curve it to the upper parts, just the way we cut out our basic bodies. I'll keep measuring till I have what I need for my round sleeve. And by the time I've gotten what I needed, I'm just going to cut it out. I'll cut it out just like I'm doing here, and I'll measure the hemline of my sleeve to ensure that it fits in my armhole very well. Then I'll also cut out the side. Then I'll close up my sleeve and attach it to my dress. And when I'm done attaching the sleeve to my dress, the next step is to quickly attach the down part. So I'll also include 1 inches for joining allowance, and I will slant it. I will slant it just like I'm doing in this video, and I'll cut it out. So I'll close off the hemline and the side of my sleeve and I'll attach to my dress. So after doing this, the next step is to work on the 2-step. So for my 2-step, I use this plain fabric, and I've already made a gather stitch on the shorter one, which I close up round. And for the down part, that which is going to be the longer part, I wanted it to have a slit at the down part. That's the longer step, the longer layer. I wanted it to have a slit. So I'm going to just mark the points where I want the slit to start. So it's going to be in front. So I just use my chalk to just chalk that point. So if you don't want a slit in yours, you can just go ahead and stitch it down. So first, I would advise that you stitch up the shorter flea first, that's the shorter layer, before stitching the longer layer. But for me, I wanted to stitch everything all at once, so I'm just trying to place it together, the short layer on top of the longer layer before I placed it. So where I'm starting this stitch from is from that point I wanted my slit to be. But to make it easy for you, I would advise you stitch the short flea first, which is the short step. Then you go ahead and stitch the longer step from inside. So but for me, I wanted to do it all at once, so I'm just going to go ahead and stitch everything. And this is me stitching it gently. So as I'm stitching, you know I already made a gather stitch for the shorter one. You can see how it's looking. I made a gather stitch for the shorter one. So I'm just going to go ahead and use my hand to pleat the longer one as I'm stitching it on the dress. So as you're stitching it, just keep checking. You can see the way I'm checking it to ensure that there's no mistake and it comes out really nicely. So just keep checking it so you know, ensure that you are stitching everything together. So ensure everything aligns as you are stitching. I'll keep doing that until I get to the end, and that's basically all for this tutorial, because this is the last part of this dress. I hope you learned something, and I hope you'll be trying it out and in your own way. Thank you guys for watching, and I'll be seeing you in my next tutorial. Bye.